Yeah, I'm already live, so let's join in. Share the link out. If you're here, I want you to just say hi in the chat box. If you're here. Okay, I'm waiting for us to join in. We need to join in. We need to join in. We need to join in. We've already started. If you're in here, I just want you to type a hi. I want you to type hi if you're here. This is something that is meant for us, so it's not something I'll just, I don't know. Let me chat up everyone. Okay, so here we are. Please help me tell them in the group that it has started, so at least they should join in. They should join in, please. So you're welcome to Monetize Your Knowledge. Welcome to Monetize Your Knowledge and Skills. You have registered for this, and it's something I want you to take really serious. Yeah, you need to take it really serious because it's something that's so important, especially in this our economy. A lot of things are demanded of you. A lot of things are required of you. A lot of responsibilities we have here and there. If you're around, I just wanted to say hi, so I know you've already joined in. I just want to say hi. I want to see your comments. I want to know that I'm with people. If you can hear me, I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please say I can hear you, so that I'll not just keep talking and talking. If you can hear me, please just type I can hear you. If you can hear me, I want you to just type you can hear me. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. I just hope you're all hearing me for real. You're welcome. Please, if you're in, I want you to tell me you can hear me, you can see me. Okay, I think I'm seeing something. Introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, please. As we know, this is not a general thing. It's specifically for us. So I want to be sure that we can hear each other. I want to be sure that we can hear each other. Okay, at least you can hear me. Okay, even though I cannot see anything in the chat box, so I assume that you're hearing me. So you're welcome to the Monetize Your Knowledge and Skills. And this is what it's all about. It's something you have to put your mind into. You're here because you want to earn an extra income, right? Good. You're here because you want to earn an extra income, and there is nothing as wonderful as that. Now, guess what? You might have other jobs you're doing. You might have a 9-to-5 job. One of the things you want to ensure is that is that you have an extra income. Inflation is going up. We have a lot. Okay, inflation is going up, and everything. Okay, excuse me. Inflation is here and there. There are a lot of issues we are going through in the country. Salary is not enough anymore. And one thing you want to put to your mind is that you can do more. But the problem is this. You wonder, what can I do? Where can I get an extra income when I do not even have time? Maybe you don't even have a job right now, and you're wondering, how can I even, to get employed is an issue. So, but one thing I want you to know is that there is another world of how you can earn money. Now, how many of you here have a skill, or you have a knowledge, you know something, anything, you just know anything? Of course, you know something. You must know something, right? If not for anything, you will know how you behave. You know why you behave. You might probably know why you behave the way you behave, for example. So you begin to realize that all of these things that we are talking about when we talk about monetizing the knowledge is being able to make money from your knowledge. What does it mean to make money from your knowledge? That means that somebody is able to buy from you what you know. Let me give an example. And that's just an example, but I'm going to be giving us different examples of how you can monetize your knowledge. But let us go to the general ones that we know. For example, a doctor. You pay a doctor money because he knows something. You go, you're sick, you're sick, or you go and meet the doctor and like, this is what is wrong with me, this is what is wrong with me, this is what is wrong with me. And he said, okay, I prescribe this drug, that drug, and this drug. Then you are told to go to the pharmacy to go and get that medication. So when you go to the pharmacy to get the medication, what happens? They charge your doctor, you already charge your consultation fee up front anyway, but you are charged a consultation fee, and then you buy the medications as well. Now, guess what? These consultation fees we are talking about, it's not just this consultation fee we're talking about now. You're paying because he knows something you don't know. Now, guess what? You don't even need to be a doctor. You don't need to be don't need to be even have a degree. What I'm going to be showing you today in Monetize Your Knowledge and Skills, you don't need a degree. You don't need to be a PhD holder. In fact, you don't need a BSc. All you need to have is be a human being and know something. That is what it takes. Be a human being and know something. And I know you must know something. Today, this is just the beginning of many things we're going to be doing, because I'm going to be showing you, number one, how to discover your knowledge areas. Some of you don't even know. You feel, I don't know anything. I'm not sure. Okay. Now the thing is that, number one, you're going to get to know how to discover those gifts. After discovering the gifts, next thing you want to do is also to know how you can package it, because something in your brain is not just going to stay there. You also want to know how you reach people that can have this knowledge. The first thing I want to talk about in this whole thing is your thoughts or your mindset, so to speak, about making money from your knowledge. Like I said earlier, you must know something. There must be something you know. But whether you think you know something or you think you don't know something, don't worry. By the time we are done, you realize that you have something that people are willing to pay for. People are willing to give you their money for. You don't need to, bend somebody's hand or no. But that's why I'm going to be talking some things. I'm going to be addressing our mindset first and foremost. Every person knows something. Now, if you don't know something, there is somebody who knows something around you, right? And I'm going to be showing you how you make money from that. I'm telling us from the curriculum, you will see how to discover your knowledge wells. You're going to be seeing not only how to discover your knowledge wells, you're also going to be looking at how to package your knowledge, how to get the audiences, how to market it. Don't bother yourself. It's not something too difficult. I'm going to be here to follow you through all the stages. Now, that's why this is a combination of a coaching, a training, and also a challenge. It's a combination of these three. A challenge means we tell ourselves, let's do this. I give you prompts of what to do. You get to do it and you get results. If you get stuck for any reason, you are free to ask me questions. That's why we have a group where we are in. You can drop your questions. You can chat me up personally also. And then we'll address our issues. So I prefer it to be dropped in the group so that we can adjust it generally. That's one. So taking off your mindset, I want to bust some myths. You might be thinking that, what knowledge do I have that people are willing to pay for? I'll tell you a couple of stories. If you've ever listened to me before, you hear of me talking about the story of somebody who put a particular woman who raised her boys. She lost her husband early and she gave birth to like 5 boys and 3 girls thereabouts. And she raised her boys and they were all grown up, very successful. And somebody was like, one of the children just put it on a status celebrating the mom for being there for them and all of it. And somebody told her, come, your mom have a story to tell. And what is that story? How did she raise 5 boys and they all turned out right, considering there was no man in the house? And that is how the person took it as a challenge and went ahead to be able to give this. There are many people that will give whatever it takes to be able to have the knowledge of how to raise their children, or maybe how to raise boys without having a father in the house. So you can see something that looks so ordinary have become something that has become a wealth, something one can make money from. That's one. Number two, another myth I want to bust for you is that you might say, why would somebody pay me for what I know? Now, guess what? People pay to learn how to cook. I'll tell you of somebody, I might be telling stories, hoping you can relate to one of them either way. Now, there's this person that's, everybody can cook. All we know that people that cook are caterers. You hire somebody to come and cook for you, right? Good. But this particular person, she didn't just hire somebody to come and cook. What she now does is that, this party jollof, for example, not everybody is able to get it. There are 2 challenges here. Some people don't know how to cook that party jollof. Some people don't even know how to cook for large people, that if they want to cook for their house, their home, they're able to cook very well. But when it gets to cooking for big people, the food becomes tasteless. So this lady sat down and came up with her recipe, measurements, the measurements of the rice, the tomatoes, everything, and decided to present it to the world and say, if you want to be able to cook for large number of people, this is what it is. And guess what? People are rushing it. Caterers are rushing it. Even normal housewives are also registering for that training. What am I trying to say? That there is nothing that does not make sense for you. There's no knowledge that is senseless. That's one thing I want you to know. There is no knowledge that is senseless. Every knowledge is useful. And one of the things we're going to be doing in the course of this training, coaching, and challenge, I told you it's a 3-in-1 stuff that we are doing. I'm not just going to come and use my mouth and tell you this is how to do it. I'll give you resources for it. I'll also guide you, like I said, and then we will practicalize. Because most of the time, implementation is the problem. So I'm doing a 3-in-1, service, so to speak, to you. And I want you to take it very serious. We need to make extra income. I mean, why will you have something that can make extra income from you and you're suffering? It doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. Now, I'm telling you different things that people have monetized and they are paid for. People are even paying for how to do some exercises. People even enroll for that. Okay, maybe how to make Zobo. As simple as that. People I even paint, know how to make zobo. Can you beat that? So if you think you don't have the knowledge, I won't tell you that you have. But if you think you don't have, I'll tell you another story. There's a particular man, he told us his story of the first book he wrote. The first book he wrote wasn't his own knowledge per se. It was something, guys, they were all boys, young men talking together, and they had this friend of theirs. You might know some people that are like that. If he talks to a girl, the girl will agree. Others will go and talk, say, she's not really giving me, she's not feeling me, she's not agreeing for me. He said, don't worry, let me go and talk to her. So everybody was just wondering, how come you always talk to these girls and they would always agree? So he started, he started educating his fellow guys. And this other guy was listening, was like, wow, many people have this problem. So he decided to also write about it. He was like, please tell me more so that we can share it to others. And the guy now, it's normal to him. So he just explained the whole steps, the process, what to say, the mannerism. And this person packaged it into a book and decided to sell it. Got an audience and say, see, if you want to check a girl or you want to talk to a girl and agree for you, this is it. And when he told us the way people rushed it, I was shocked because I didn't know people would pay for such a thing. So the thing is this: if there is something there's another person that does not know it, who needs it, and will be willing to pay whatever it takes, to know it. Some of you might even to how to use Excel, how to use PowerPoint. That's the time I did not know PowerPoint could be used to can be converted to videos. I didn't know. So those are things that, and what I'm just giving you different examples of things that people have made money from. And why am I telling you these things? Of course, I know your own knowledge in any of these things I'm talking about, but I'm saying it so that you can know that some things that we consider so flimsy, things that we think are not even so serious, people are looking for that knowledge, and because they're looking for it, they're even willing to pay for that knowledge. Don't worry, it's a coaching program as well, so we will talk about it. But I want you to drop every limiting beliefs. Now you might say, I don't know so much. That might be another myth. That's another myth I want to bust. See, you don't have to know everything. If you know the basic, there's somebody that doesn't know at all. So that's why you see there are courses that you have a basic knowledge of this. We have intermediate and we have advanced, right? Good. So there is somebody who is at the basic, who does not even know that basic. You can teach the basic that you know. Oh, basic, this and that. You share the knowledge. Now I'm going to be showing you also different ways you can package your knowledge. I told you somebody packaged his own into a book. And not everybody will package into a book. And don't even go getting scared of like, book, okay. No, don't worry. I will show you how simple it can be. Even if you decide that it's a book, it can be very simple. Even if you don't like writing. Yes, even if you don't like writing, you can write a book. Even if you don't love writing, you don't love typing, there is a way to do it. We'll get there and I will show you all of that. But today's meeting is first of all for you to disabuse your mindset. I want you to the mindset of nobody will pay me for what I know. What do I even know? Because it's so easy for you. You think, who will pay for it? No, there are people it is not easy for. For example, it's easy for me to generate ideas. It's easy for me to come up with a business ideas. So because of that, I know I tried different businesses at different points in time for fun, just for the pleasure of it. I'm a little bored. That was when I was doing my postgraduate, and I decided I was not going to work during my postgraduate time with the hope that I will finish fast. So sometimes when my supervisor is going through my thesis and I don't have much to just I'll just come up with one business idea like that and I will start doing it. That was offline, not online. And I'll start working on it. And before you know what's happening, I've gotten, and when I'm done, I'm like, I need my supervisor brought back my thesis. Oh yeah, let me leave it. I want to go back again to my work. After I'm done, another break again, I come up with another idea and I just do it. So I went to Port Harcourt for a wedding of one of my friends, and when I got there, I saw one of my old friends in Port Harcourt and we got talking. So I was just sharing. It was like, he said, Why did you stop them? I said, well, I've already learned the lesson I want to learn there, and that is it. And he was like, do you know, I cannot come up with an idea that even this business is doing. Somebody gave him the idea. That's what he was saying. That said, this business I'm even doing, somebody gave me the idea. I don't even have a knowledge of the idea by myself. So, and it was like, and you come up with ideas so easily like this. Then when I went back, I sat down, I was like, really? Can it be difficult for people to come up with ideas? And it easily comes to me. Even though I didn't have a business background, it comes to me so easily. Then I realized, wow, I really do have something here. And I've really helped many people. They'll do something, I say, come, you can do this way, and it will turn out well. I'll tell you another story again. I told you for now, all these are my stories. I want you to relate with. You must relate with at least one character or the other. If it's the how, leave the how to me. We will work it together. We'll work this part together. Like I said earlier, for those that were not yet here earlier, this is a combination of a training, a coaching, and also a challenge. So we are doing everything together. But the beautiful thing is that I will walk you through the whole process. We will go through it. That by the end of this training, well, we're going to set a goal. By the end of this training, you must have started earning from your knowledge or your skills. Now, knowledge and skills, there are two ways to earn from your knowledge and skills. First one is that you can earn from it by converting it to digital assets. You can also earn from your skills and knowledge by going physically practical. Now, my emphasis will be on the digital assets. Why? Because I'm imagining a case where many of us do not have much time. But because I also have experience in using my knowledge and my skills in the physical world, I will take that part also. But I also want you to see a easier path than what if you cannot be there physically, you can move around up and down. Like for example, you have a job that is taking all of your time. You might need something that will be more of soft, something in the digital form, that when you do the work once, it can generate you money again and again and again. So that is it. So side hustles can be two. It can be on the physical and it can be in digital asset. I will take both of them, but the emphasis will be on the digital, especially because some of us may not have the time to go into that physical aspect. People go into importation. If one of my videos on YouTube, normally I talked about side hustles people can do, and people are involved in mini importations where they sell normal materials to people. They get things from China and sell. But guess what? Many people also have made money teaching people how to do it, because you can say, I want to go to China website. Can you speak China? Okay, do you know the agents there? So those are things they know. Many do not know. So because of that, people pay to want to know about it. So people even convert to digital assets now to train you how to be able to do that mini importation, even if you want to go physical. So what am I trying to say? There is nothing that cannot be converted to a digital asset. A digital asset can be a book, it can be a course, it can be a coaching process. We will still go into that. Anyway, that's not what today's own is about. But today's own, I want you to know that you can do this. You have something for the world. You have something that somebody is willing. If you're wondering, where will I now get people to buy from me? Say, just remove your mind first now from your family and friends. Don't use that as a judge to know whether people want it or not. Guess what? People want it. They've been picking your brain anyway. Some people are good with colors. Color combinations, as in wear this color of top together with your skirt and all of those things, you know. Some people are very good with that. That can be monetized. Some people don't know it. Okay, people make money even that as a profession, but somebody would not mind, you know, trying to get a material, and you might tell them that the materials online, that people can go online. Number one, not everybody wants to go online. Not everybody wants to go online and be looking for that. Number two, there's nothing as seriously as something you have experienced. You understand? Something you know for yourself is different from something just scrambled and carried together. But anyway, that's that. But I hope if you're understanding what I'm saying, if you're going along with me, I want you to say, I understand. You can drop it in the chat box. I understand. I'm following, just for me to know you're following me. So that's that. Now, knowledge wells. How will you discover your knowledge? Because I'm going to give you an assignment based on your knowledge wells. Once again, I'm going to say congratulations to you, for every one of you that have registered for this Monetize Your Knowledge and Skills. You've done the right thing. You've made the right decision. And one thing I want you to know is this, that as you have made this decision, just tell yourself, I will make it work. You see, when I started, I did not have somebody to guide me. So I went up and down, up and down. So you'll be getting from my wealth of knowledge of some years now, and you get this right. So having your knowledge wells, how do you know them? This is going to be your assignment also. You're going to think of things, whether you think is useful or not. Forget whether it's useful. Okay, it's going to be useful. Forget whether you think it is useful. Number one thing you want to do is, okay, what do I love talking about? That's one. What do I love talking about? What do I enjoy talking about? See, even if it's football, anything, just write it down. What do I enjoy talking about? Write it down. Number two, ask yourself, apart from what I enjoy talking about, what is it again that people come to ask me for advice for? What is that thing that people ask me, please advise me, what should I do? Sometimes you realize that people keep coming to ask your advice again and again for something. For example, I remember, let me give myself as an example. In my family house, that's when I was still with my parents, we had a lot of students coming to our house. A lot of students. They stayed there from there before they get their hostels, to write their exams and all of that. But one of the things that kept recurring is that they always like to ask for advice, how to succeed academically. And that was something I knew how to do very well. So, because I had been at a point in time in school when I didn't have the best of grades, and then I picked up and came up with very nice grades. So in the same way also, I'm now able to tell them. So people always come to me to ask, hey, how can I, this thing I'm finding difficult, how can I read and understand? So before you know what, I'm already giving them tips. And I have so much tips that it doesn't matter whether you think you're good or not. If you follow it that way, it will work for you. I also had tips on how for people to pass exams easily. I'm telling you. So those kind of things, I want you to, number one, what is it that people come to you for advice for? Number two, what do you like talking about? And number three, what is it that people love? Okay, apart from what is it that, remember I said what you like talking about, what people come to ask you about, ask you advice for. What experience have you gone through? What's your experience? That's number three. Your experience. What have you experienced and overcome? Maybe a challenge. Even if you had been addicted to something. Some people have been addicted to alcohol or drugs and they overcame it. That is a big deal. It's a big deal. So what is that experience? What's that challenge you went through and you overcome? That's something I also want you to do, what? To write down. So if you write that down, the last thing you now want to write down is, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? Now, when you have done this, when you have this ready, okay, though I think I'll also drop a form on the group where you submit it through that form. So I'll drop it in the group and then you submit through that form. So I'll repeat myself again. Number one is, what is it that you love talking about? Number two, what is it that people like asking you? What do people like asking you or asking you advice on? What are you passionate about? What challenge have you gone through and overcome? So, what experience you've ever gone through. Or another thing again, what is those things that you've always observed among people and eventually you're able to always profile a solution? There's always something you profile solution to people for. There are many things. Now, it's not that you monetize everything, but I want you, okay, one more thing. The skills, is there anything you have learned? Maybe you've learned how to design graphics. Maybe you have learned how to code. Maybe you have learned how to make liquid soap. Maybe you've learned how to make body cream. Maybe anything, any skill you have learned, whatever skill it is, also write it down. So when you finish writing that down, the next thing you want to do is you are going to rate each of those things according to how much people, you understand, come to you for it. If you feel most of the time, and some people always ask them for relationship advice. Some people, even when they were still single, they ask them for relationship advice. They must always ask them for relationship advice. My maybe singles. Some is married people that ask them for relationship advice. That I'm just giving an example of things people can always come. So you now see some people that maybe that's the number one thing. You rate it according to how more people ask you about it. So maybe most of the time people ask you advice for something, and that's your number one. So you find yourself giving more advice more often than not, and you always see that it works. Number two, maybe you see that the aspect of your skills, where people need your skills, might come maybe the next thing, the second thing. Or sometimes people need your skill even more than your advice. So you're going to rate it, you're going to arrange it according to the order of demand, so to speak. Then we will analyze it. So like I said, I will drop a form also in the, that's you submit with the form that I will drop in the group. But now you also go and do it. You make sure you write down all of these things. That's how to discover your knowledge wells. So it's good to have you around. Do you have any questions? You have any questions? So that if you have any questions, I want to be able to address it here. If you have any questions now, you can drop it in the chat box. Drop it in the chat box if you have any questions. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, I hope you're able to get the whole thing. So maybe I'll do a kind of a recap and a summary. Number one is that you always have one thing you know that somebody else needs. You don't have to be a total expert to be able to help somebody else. And I told you, you've been advising people about different things. People have been picking your brain about different things. Now I'll give you an example of the first the first digital, because I've always monetized my knowledge and skills, but the first thing I monetized in the digital space was my skincare knowledge. Of course, it started with my own experience, my natural skincare. It started with my own issue. I had issues myself, and so over the years I tried getting natural things I can use when other cosmetic things did not work for me. So I just had to now get that, and it worked for me. So when I realized about this monetizing your knowledge, just because I've been used to physical businesses, I now realized I can do something digitally. I just went for it. I decided to do it. In fact, I put a very ridiculous price. Yes, I know even this coaching program is also at a ridiculously low, affordable price. But this one is because I want to help as many people as possible. But that one was because I was scared. I was so scared. And like I said, I didn't have anybody to guide me. I was so scared that would people even listen? And at that time, what people do is that they will give you a little free tip, and then before they now charge you, I told myself, I'm just going to put a price, even if it's low. Let me see, would people respond? So that's how I just ventured into people had the feedbacks I had were awesome. So you see, it's not something I have a degree in. I don't have a degree in that. I don't have a degree in skincare as in degree. Yes, it's with time now I started trying to have certifications. But as at the time I did those trainings, the training was even on WhatsApp, just so basic. As at the time I did that training, I did not have any degree, any certification. It's just my experience and the knowledge I have gathered, which I know works anyway. I even did consultation for people. Even yesterday, somebody referred somebody to me to just tell you how impactful it was. And that was something I was so scared to start. And ever since then, I told myself, and that's the reason I told myself, let me also help people, especially now that the inflation is going crazy in our country. Everything seems to be going haywire. And so I thought, I want to also help people to be able to do this for themselves. And I added the coaching aspect because you could just get the resource. I have the resource which I'm still going to drop for every one of us at different points in time. Yes, at different points in time, there are resources I'll give you. There are some videos I'll tell you, go and watch this, just to help your mind. People will pay you, even paying so much for what you know. The only thing that might stop you is your thinking. Nobody will pay me. So when you're talking, you will not talk confidently. But don't worry, like I said, it's a coaching program. I will take you through the whole process. Anywhere you get stuck, that's one thing I did not have, but I'm willing to give it. I did not have it in my starting point. Many people don't have it. Many people have to now pay for coaching much later. I know how much I've paid to be able to get all this knowledge, but I'm willing to give it out because it is necessary. Salary alone is not enough. Jobs are not forthcoming for even those that are graduating. So we should be able to do something. And maybe you're thinking, many people are teaching what I'm teaching. Nobody will teach it the way you teach it. Secondly, there will also be somebody who is ready to hear it at that time that you came on board. Like now, I'm talking about monetizing your knowledge. Some people heard about it, but they're not yet ready. It might be when somebody else is now willing to do it, or maybe another batch comes up, that's when they'll be ready. And when they're ready in that next batch, it will be costlier than now, but they'll be willing to pay it. Why? They are now ready. So what am I trying to say? Life is in levels, and there will always be people that need what you want. So don't worry, there's something like saturation. Because maybe when you're sharing your ideas with people, you not say, oh, everybody have been talking about it. No, it's not true. It is the way you present it. And I'm going to be showing you how you present it, and it will make mega sense. So that is it. Today is not supposed to be so long. I just want you to know that you can do this. I need you to be serious with this. I need you to be serious with this. I need you to dedicate yourself to this. Are you getting me? I want you to be able to put your mind that this, I'm going to do it. I can do it. And you're going to get it done. Every assignment I give, it's not like school assignments. There are implementations, there are practical stuff. Please, you ensure you do it. How you make me happy is for you to ensure that you get this done and get results. I want to brag with your results because I know you can get that result. I want to brag with it. So that's why I also want you to do what? To let these results, let it show. Let your light really, really shine. So thank you very much for being here. I think more than other information will pass to us in the group. Thank you.